I wanted my father to understand that he was dying, and I would make sure of it. My parents divorced when I was 7 because my dad slept with my 19-year-old babysitter. Not only did he immediately disappear after the divorce, but he also stole my mother's personal bank card, drained her dry, and used the money to travel with the babysitter. My mom was a saint, however. She never pressed charges and never badmouthed him to me, and because of this, my dad was still my hero. I spent the next 5 years of my life trying to reach him. I called him on my mom's phone every day and sent him thousands of emails, but I never heard a word back. I was starting to lose hope as the years went by. But then one day when I was 10, he responded. He told me he couldn't reply earlier because he was too busy, but promised me that he'd pick me up this upcoming Saturday and we could go for ice cream. I've never been so excited for something in my life. It felt better than Christmas. Saturday afternoon came, and I remember standing at the door with my bag packed and holding a handmade gift basket I prepared for him. But then he was 5 minutes late, then 10, then 20, then an hour had passed and he was still not here. He never showed up, and that night I cried harder than I ever have. My mom still never spoke badly about him though, and so my dad still remained my hero. He reached out to me again a few months later and apologized for not showing up, and again promised that we'd hang out soon. I forgave him and believed him, and that was my mistake. The same exact thing happened. This time I was 12. I stood at my door waiting for him, but he never came. He broke my heart again, and thankfully this time I was just old enough to see his true colors. I started disliking him, and what happened later that year only proved me right. My mom found a good man who treated her like a queen, and they married. Well, as soon as my dad found out, he went ballistic. He sent my mom an email attacking her. He insulted her weight, her looks, her teeth, her personality, called her names and slurs, and even blamed any perceived negative traits that I had on her. He also said that the idiot, me, was now my stepdad's responsibility. He said he thanked God he could finally wipe his hands clean of dirt like us, and ended the email by saying that if he ever saw us on fire, he wouldn't spit on us to put it out. 15 years of silence went by. I proposed to my girlfriend, I married her, had a son, and still never heard a word. But then randomly one day I got an email from my dad. He started the email by asking about my life before getting into what he actually wanted. He explained that after my mom remarried, he started drinking heavily to cope. The babysitter who he originally cheated with and was still with at the time gave him an ultimatum, her or the alcohol. He said he was drunk when she did this, and in a fit of rage he laid hands on her and hospitalized her. He was then sued, ordered to pay, and landed himself 9 months in prison. After coming out, he kept drinking, and over time the alcohol destroyed his liver. He needed a liver donor, and he needed one now, or else he was going to die. I responded to his email, told him I'll do it, and met up with him. Seeing him in person after all these years made me feel nauseous, but the whole time I was with him, I pretended I didn't hate him. Over the next little while, I got the necessary tests done to see if my liver was a match, and it was. I then met up with doctors, and my dad was so happy when we scheduled the surgery. The day of the surgery finally arrived, and we met at the hospital. My dad was ready for the operation, and when I saw him, I couldn't help but laugh. I walked up to him, smiled in face, and told him I wouldn't be going through with the surgery. I told him I changed my mind. I watched the confusion and horror spread across his face. Before he could even respond, I told him, I just wanted you to know that you're no father to me, and you're a waste of oxygen on this earth. I then left the hospital and drove home. He passed away a few months later, and I never even attended the funeral.